They saw a blonde little chubby leg spinner, they thought, oh, here's the next Shane Warne. He was a freak at getting inside a batter's mind. You learn from your experiences, find ways that you want to play. Yeah, it is the ultimate test, isn't it? It's just going to make for such an amazing series. Yeah, two great teams going at it. It's going to be good fun.
Welcome back to The Switch. We're in Central Park in New York. You spend a lot of time here, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I really enjoy it here. Yeah, we got a place in the city, so yeah, we have vacations here quite a bit.
Yeah.
The park's beautiful where we are right now. I run around the park quite regularly.
When you're on Instagram, I do see you're doing your running and you're doing your training, because I've always wondered, I'm like, you're still playing for Australia, you're the best batter in the world, and you spend a lot of time in the US, especially in New York. Like, how do you get your training done?
Yeah, I don't do much batting here.
Yeah.
I do come here and, I'm working with the trainer. It's a nice place to work out. It's, great time of the year right now at fall. Temp's beautiful.
Yeah. Fall or autumn? Have you become all American on me? Where's your other place in Coogee? What would you say? Would you say fall or autumn?
It'd be autumn. Yeah.
Exactly. So don't start your nonsense with me, Mr. Smith. Do you like the freedom here in the US where you can just be you?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty chilled, yeah. So, always something going on in the city. You can, shows, bars, restaurants, sport.
Yeah.
They've got it all. And then if you want to just relax and do whatever.
It could be a place that you just think, one day maybe finish off here, or is Australia still the place?
No, Australia's home. I think here's just a place we like to come and have vacation and cruise around and spend a bit of time. Bit of golf this time of the year. I'll probably play a couple of times a week. So.
Another cricketer that plays golf, sure.
Go to a cafe somewhere, maybe have some breakfast. There's heaps of good Aussie cafes here which make good coffee, which is always good.
Yeah.
And then, head out to the golf course and then come back.
What's
maybe
your
have
handicap?
a dinner somewhere. 11 at the moment. I'll get down there eventually and be able to take you on.
I've seen your golf swing actually. It's improving.
It's on the improve, yeah.
It is improving.
Yeah.
Was cricket your first love? Because I know you've got a love for tennis as well. Was cricket your thing?
It was, yeah. I played tennis in the off season just because I loved it and loved the hand-eye coordinations and keeping them up and footwork and things like that. Cricket was always my thing. Since I was about 4 years old, I reckon I picked up a cricket bat and just never wanted to put it down. So.
And you literally don't put it down?
I put it down every now and again these days. These days I do, but yeah, for a while there it was pretty tough to get it out of my hands.
I mean, you taxis for your children. Were your parents the same?
Yeah, big time. Dad mainly took me out to all the games. He loved it and really fortunate. Dad used to work from home, so every afternoon after school we'd be down the nets and working on my game. So I think he was a huge part of the reason I've got to sort of where I have in the game. The one thing that I've always said I think was really beneficial was, so when I was, say, 10 years old, he'd bowl from the crease line. I'd get to 11, he'd bowl like a foot over the line. I'd get to 12, he'd go 2 foot over the line, to the point where he was almost probably, when I was like
Practice
15.
hard, play easy.
Yeah, like when I was 15, he was probably halfway down the wicket bowling at me, and it was always like, if you're facing this in the nets, it's going to be quicker than anything you face in the game. So one thing that, it's difficult to teach is time. So, all the, I think, best batters that have ever played have just had a lot of time.
You obviously got taught it by your dad coming over and stepping over. So it was a lot quicker. So at your age, you were facing deliveries from your dad. I mean, he would have been a big guy and he would have been intimidating, and he's running in and he's going over the line and he's sending it.
Yeah, I mean, I think as you get older, it's probably more difficult to learn that art, I suppose. Yeah, like I said before, I think all the best batters that have ever played, they all look like they've just got so much time facing fast bowling. So, that was the kind of reason behind that, and I think it worked out well for me.
You are the best batter in the world at the moment. Was that the mindset from the start? Like, let's drill him, or was it very sort of, if you want it, you can go and get it and we'll support you?
Yeah, no, it was very much that.
Yeah.
It was I just loved it, so I always wanted to be the best I could be. So, I didn't have to get pushed into anything really. It was, I was always there wanting to bat and bowl and field. I just loved the game so much that I was just, do my best. But I've always, wanted to work on that and be involved in the game. And I think that's why I started as a spin bowler initially in my international career, getting you out a few times, I might add. But
I was going to get there, but I thought that, you know what, I'd get there first, and you've now just given me an absolute belter. I'm the one asking the questions here, Mr. Smith. This is a big thing, right? Because I was a bowler.
yeah,
I became a batter. I mean, I was rubbish until I was 18 years of age. I played second team, third team. Only in my last term of school did I go on to play first team cricket and then play some sort of provincial level and then get to a stage where I thought, you know what, I can actually play this game. What was the turning point for you? Because you were rubbish.
so
You were rubbish.
yeah, that's all right.
No, I'm just telling you, you were rubbish. You just planted it on me over there.
I reckon you told me that a few times out in the middle too.
I did.
So yeah, I wasn't.
That won't stop, by the way.
I wasn't entirely happy where my game was at, and
Yeah.
I think particularly when you're bowling leg spin, I mean, it's the hardest art
Yeah.
in the game, I think,
Yeah.
to do it consistently in long form cricket.
Yeah.
My time at training was split between batting, bowling, trying to be the best fielder I could be, and I was like, yeah, it's cool being involved in the game so much
Yeah.
and doing all these different things, but it's also difficult with the amount of hours you got to put in.
Yeah, you've got to nail one, right? So to be an international player, you got to nail one. Like,
Yeah, absolutely. And I was doing a bit of everything. So
Yeah.
it was kind of like, I was always a batsman growing up, and I always wanted to be a batsman. I literally just bowled because I enjoyed it. But then, 2012, so I played a few test matches
Yep.
against you in 2010 in Australia.
You did?
And then
I remember you
played-
getting me out in Adelaide. I mean, it was one of the worst deliveries I've ever faced in international cricket. And I hit you straight to deep. Don't come with mid on. It was long on. It was on the boundary at the Adelaide Oval.
That was a one-day game, wasn't it?
It was a one-day game. I was thinking, lying in bed last night, when did this clown get me out? And that right there was front and centre of my mind.
T20 World Cup final, where you guys unfortunately won.
Did we win the World Cup?
Caught long off. I reckon I got you caught mid-wicket once as well.
I really rated you, you know. I thought, you know what, let me defend him. I don't think so. On leg spin, how much did you speak to the king about leg spin? I mean, obviously, Warne,
Yeah.
he loved talking about cricket. He loved young leg spinners. You've
Yeah.
got the blonde hair, you've got blue eyes. So Warne must have thought, you know what, there's something in this kid. Did you speak to him a lot about leg spin bowling?
A little bit when I first started, yeah, when I was still bowling. Before I played my first 2 tests as a spinner,
Yeah.
I worked with him a couple of times down in Melbourne around the Boxing Day test, and he was, incredible. Obviously, his record speaks for itself. He was a freak. So, a couple of really good sessions with him, and I felt when I walked away from them, I was a better bowler every time.
Yeah. He made you just feel like you're the best player because he's so good with his head, or was it technical?
It was mainly technical, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I didn't really dive too much into the mindset,
Right.
which I think is what he did so
He was
well.
amazing.
He was a freak at getting inside a batter's mind and,
Yep.
doing all that. But I think that's actually why I got my first opportunity to play. We were searching for a spinner after Warne. I reckon we went through about 12 different spinners, and I was just one of them. They saw a blonde little chubby leg spinner. They thought, oh, here's the next Shane Warne. Definitely wasn't going to be the case, but look, you never knock back playing
Did you
for
have
your
a googly?
country. Yeah, I had a beautiful little googly. Yeah, not too
How many
bad.
test wickets have you got? See, I'm
think it's-
supposed to have done my
should
research,
have done
but I
your
was not going to waste my time on seeing how many wickets you got.
16 or 17, I reckon.
I got 10,
Yeah.
so not far off. So my dodgy off spin was actually almost as bad as yours.
I got to 2012 and I was like,
Yeah.
not happy where my game's at.
Yep.
I want to play for my country. I want to be successful. And
Yep.
I thought the best way to do that was let go of my bowling, concentrate all my time on my batting and my fielding. And
Yep.
from there, I'll be able to work hard in the nets. I'll be able to hit as many balls as I want, which
you
I
hit
love
balls,
doing.
huh?
When I was younger, I hit more balls than I hit now, but I just hit and hit and hit. And not, sometimes I wasn't even working on anything. I just like to feel the bat on ball. I like to play a nice defensive shot and just feel it smack the middle of the bat. I just enjoyed batting.
You and Manus have actually got this thing, this social media, this no run. I mean, it's mad. Even my son does it. Like in the nets, I'm going, dude, just stop it. Like that's not how you bat. You don't just blog a no run. Just shut up. Where did that come from?
No, I think for me, when I do that, it's when I'm
turn-
really in
you're
the
on.
zone
Yeah,
and
you're
I'm
on, you're on,
focused.
you're on.
I don't really go out there and with a mindset to carry on like that. But I think when I'm in the zone and everything's flowing, it's when I get into that kind
Absolutely.
of, into the battle, and
Absolutely.
I don't know, everything's sort of over the top, and it just sort of
No, but
happens.
it's a good point, because not many people understand what the zone is.
Yeah.
And when you are facing somebody who's fast and there's a lot on the line, to actually get your foot movement going and to get your body moving, to get your head and your eyes in position, you've got to sometimes just over-exaggerate some of your movements. That's all you do.
Yeah, definitely, to get yourself into that right mindset.
2012, you talk about really focusing on your batting.
Yeah.
There was a shift in the batting order. You got more responsibility with the bat.
Played a little bit at 5 and 6, and then worked my way up to 3 and then back to 4. But I had some good players around at that stage to sort of watch and learn off.
Who were they? Who would you say was your guy that really helped you with the baggy green? Who's the guy in the Australian side that you turned to?
I wouldn't say...
Did you play with Huss at all?
I'd played a couple of games, when the start of my career, before I actually became a batter.
Yep.
So it was pretty early. Michael Clarke, I thought, was a nice player to watch. He, particularly a player of spin, he played it really well. I learned a bit off him in India, just watching him play. You learn from your experiences. You find ways that you want to play, you find ways you want to score, find ways you're happy to get out sometimes.
Happy to get out?
You're never happy to get out, but you're happy to get out certain ways for scoring opportunities. That's our game, right? The game's to score runs, not just survive, I suppose. So, get hit on the pad, or happy to nick one out there playing on a rough surface where you're trying to get after the game a bit more, or something like that. So, putting the risk and reward. There's plenty happening here in the park. There's a few wildlife, probably a squirrel up the tree there.
Thought a tree was falling over. But let me just flip to your technique quickly, because your technique isn't orthodox.
Yeah.
Played against Shivranarayan Chanderpaul, and Chanderpaul was so square on. He was batting like this. Did you work at that as a technique, or did you just think, this works for me and I'm just going to grind? And you talked about your eyes.
Yeah.
You obviously picked that ball so early.
Yeah, you got to watch that ball as closely as possible. That's the thing that's coming down at you. But I think the beauty